how much does MCAT score really matter compared to other parts of my application?
Well, that's when it depends kind of answer. The MCAT score, it varies from year to year and from school to school how much the MCAT score matters compared to other parts of your application. And I have seen very low scores that I would call very low because they're below 500, below 495. And I've seen people get into medical school with those scores. So I can't really be the judge of that in terms of, sitting here acting like I'm holding the gates of the admissions door open or closed. But I will say that it is so worth it to really honestly spend the time and the effort and even the money to get prepared well for that MCAT.
Why is it so worth it?
It's so worth it because when you have a really strong score that actually reflects what you know, the door is really open for you.
I think there are two characteristics of the MCAT that most applicants don't get. The first is this is a trial run for your USMLEs. And so you need to be confident going into medical school that you can study efficiently for an important standardized test that will determine your residency placement. And here's your trial run on the MCAT. The second is that the MCAT is bragging rights to medical schools. It's bragging rights to their alums. It's bragging rights to their peers, among their peers. So they're trying to get the class with the highest scores as possible among other competing demands of their incoming class. And assuming you don't check any other boxes of the things that they're looking for their medical school, then yes, your MCAT score has to be higher than their averages to get in. So I think that's why it's worth it. It's worth it to see how well you can do, to try to learn test taking skills and process for handling this obstacle you're going to face later in your career and for maximizing your shot.
Yeah, I'll just add 2 points. One is that I have heard medical schools bemoan in public that their average MCAT score of their matriculating students, which is what you're talking about, is a factor in things like their bond rating, their ability to borrow money.
Wow.
So they're not just bragging about it, they actually feel a pressure themselves. And the second thing is that it's just so easy to look at numbers and figure out how people stack up with numbers. True for GPA, true for MCAT, and the MCAT is the great leveling field. So, there's going to be people in every admissions committee that are going to notice that number just because it's a number, and it's so much easier to think about than your service orientation and how those things stack up. So you got to take it seriously.